Hello and welcome back to another travel vlog. After taking the Shinkansen from Tokyo, Chris and I found ourselves in the beautiful city of Kyoto. Being just a little exhausted from some very last minute packing, we dropped our belongings off at the hotel and squeezed in a quick nap before heading off to explore the area. I didn't film it on account of the sleep deprivation, but I had booked for Chris and I a kimono photo shoot. For a small additional fee, we got to wear our kimonos for the rest of the day, which definitely made venturing through the streets of Gion a lot more fun. We first stumbled upon a sweets shop, which was grilling some mitarashi dango. So of course we had to try a few flavours. These were so chewy and paired wonderfully with both the iced and hot matchas we ordered. This nutty kinoko and soy flavoured one was absolutely delicious.
Which one do you want, yeah?
Whichever one you want. I'm happy with whatever.
Being the middle of winter, it was the perfect weather for some savoury steaming oden. The radish and tofu mochi pouches are always my go-to. And right next door, we couldn't say no to some donuts and soy ice cream.
You want that one?
We only had about half of the donuts before somehow losing the rest of the takeaway bag later that night. We have no idea what happened to it.
My search led me to the study of the spiritual forces with which all of us are blessed. And it was in this
With the sun setting, we made our way to Kodaiji Temple, which was surrounded by a beautiful garden.
because it will reveal to you why it is true that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve.
There were so many eye-catching stores scattered along the winding streets of Gion. This specialty tea shop sold these beautifully lavish matcha bowls with equally lavish prices.
You are simply directing your mind power to attract these undesirable circumstances.
With some free samples at the door, Chris and I were easily lured to the snack shop, which sold coated peanuts and warabi mochi.
Now you see why it is important that you recognize that all
We got to sample some delicious and unique flavours such as yuzu, soy sauce and curry powder.
in your mind of precisely what you want in life.
We definitely bought a few packs to take home and savour.
On page 2 of your notebook, write down a clear statement.
After a little more stopping and shopping at anything cute, we stumbled upon a kaiseki restaurant on the way home, which turned out to be our favourite meal in Kyoto.
And then start in right where you stand now, in giving.
And of course, a perfect day in Japan had to end with a trip to the local conveni and a steaming soak at the hotel onsen. The next morning, we made our way to the infamous Arashiyama bamboo forest. Threading our way through the dense crowds, we immersed ourselves in the towering stalks, which glistened as you walked by. Despite the breathtaking scene, Chris and I were eager to depart from the bustling crowds.
Yeah.
We hiked our way up to an observation deck which overlooked the Hosogawa River. Here, we happily discovered and promptly booked a boat ride for later that day. But for now, we were on the hunt for some food and stumbled upon a fancy bakery tucked away from the winding line spewing from the nearby coffee shop.
Any other drinks? Or just that one? Can we have one hot chocolate? There you give wave.
Now a little less buoyant, we hopped onto our serene boat ride, where our boatman expertly manoeuvred between rocks and clear waters.
They're so cute, their eyes are so small.
And oh my god!
You should throw it at one of the boats.
Oh, you and me. Oh, they're all in a line. Oh. They're all getting mad at each other.
So quick.
Wow.
With the sun sparkling on the waters and breeze bouncing off our skin, It was the perfect scene to relax to and take in how lucky we were to be here.
They're really all just following this boat.
Steal the ducks, right?
For a split second, I may have understood why birdwatching is such a popular hobby.
Ooh.
We honestly couldn't get enough of the water, so as soon as our boat ride was over, we hopped straight into a less traditional but equally fun canoe.
This whole video is of you frowning.
I'll focus. Pastries?
We were very fortunate because it turned out to be the last winter day that these boats were open for hire.
Navigator. Going straight.
Of course I couldn't let Chris do all the rowing, so here's me trying to act like this isn't tiring at all. After saying goodbye to the river, we hiked up to our next destination with a gorgeous view overlooking the surrounding buildings and mountains. But we were really up here to see the infamous Japanese monkeys.
That was more.
My favourite ones were definitely the baby monkeys, who had to run and hide their food from the much more assertive adults. After all that rowing and walking, of course we had to fuel up with some more scrumptious food. I think you know the drill by now. We basically stopped by anything that caught our eye. Okay, now this matcha parfait was hands down one of the best foods I tasted on this trip. It had everything from a strong and decadent matcha ice cream to crispy puffed rice, refreshing matcha jelly, chewy dango, and so much more. I'm not joking when I tell you that I had dreams of this dessert since coming back home. For our actual dinner though, we met up with our friends over some steaming ramen. Before heading home to our ryokan for the next 2 nights.
Oh, thank you.
After a small breakfast, Chris and I were ready to explore the streets surrounding the famous Fushimi Inari Shrine. This soba dish was definitely unique and nothing like anything we've had before. The broth was thick and starchy and had a slight savoury taste. I wasn't the biggest fan of this dish, but it warmed us right up and we were still very pleased to try something new.
I got the red one.
With our bellies full, Chris and I finally ventured into Fushimi Inari Shrine.
I'm meowing.
One of those.
Eager to avoid the crowds, we deviated from the main path in search of a nearby secluded bamboo grove, which, as you can probably guess by now, was one of my favourite sceneries in Kyoto.
Wow. Oh my god.
With the sun quickly setting, we made our way back to the main path and began our 3.5-hour hike up the shrine, which wound its way up Inari Mountain.
Very good luck.
Alright, one more.
Same thing. Come back.
Oh, not bad.
Exhausted from the day, we wound down with some complimentary drinks and friendly conversation with our ryokan host.
I've been around, but I can't get you out of my head. Try to stray, try to forget, but the thoughts, they seem to drown me instead. I've always wondered what it takes to fill this empty void inside. But now I've realized you were what I needed this whole time. I've been around, no one else has got me feeling this way. Every minute, every hour I spend is on you every single day.
The next morning was unfortunately our last day in Kyoto, but with a patient boyfriend and meticulously crafted schedule, I was determined to make the most of it. Our hosts had prepared for us a beautiful Japanese breakfast, which included some salty grilled mackerel, tart pickled octopus, and umami daikon soup. Afterwards, we borrowed a pair of bikes from the ryokan and set off to explore the area. Pedaling through the charming streets of Kyoto, we were on our way to Kinkakuji, also known as the Golden Pavilion. But of course we got lured off the main path for a quick side quest of delectable kanako and matcha soft serves. Okay, back to the reason why we were here. I mean, I think the view speaks for itself. Just breathtaking.
Get it?
Did it go in?
You didn't see.
I can't see with my eyes. Oh, nice, dear. Yes, I did.
You get that one?
Yes, dear.
We couldn't stay long because Chris and I were incredibly lucky to have secured a booking at the Kichi Omurice restaurant.
Soy sauce, curry, and ketchup. And my heart. And もう少しケチャップいっときましょうか。もう少しケチャップいきましょうね。パラリンピック。よいしょ。ね。Delicious. Amen. ね。チキチオムライス。シュンパカー。I hear you.
Thank you for watching.
앞으로 형 까먹고.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, 빠까! 나이스! 포커스 사겠지?
ありがとう。ね、いいね。大きなんだ。
With no more concrete plans for the rest of the day, we drifted through the streets of Kyoto, following our senses wherever they took us.
You give me butterflies when you smile, and it feels so good. I just can't hide. I wanna hold your hand, but I get too shy. Just me and you. What should I do? I used to be so quiet, like a flower on your wall, and everything around you made me feel like I was small. But then you said my name. Now it feels so strange. I've been waiting, oh so patient. Now the colors on my room are changing. Oh God, this feels amazing. Starting now with you, and I don't mind. You give me butterflies when you smile, and it feels so good. I just can't hide. I wanna hold your hand, but I get too shy. Just me and you. What should I do? You give me butterflies. Oh, what a surprise. The thought of your kiss as the people walk by. I'm just dying to ask, wouldn't hurt to try. Just me and you. What should I do? I hope you hit me back, 'cause I can't wait to see you. Everything's a vibe. The both of us, who knew how fast things became? Now it feels so great. I've been waiting, oh so patient. Now the colors on my room are changing. Oh God, this feels amazing. Starting now with you, and I don't mind. You give me butterflies when you smile, and it feels so good. I just can't hide. I wanna hold your hand, but I get too shy. Just me and you. What should I do? You give me.
What's for donuts?
Sorry.
What happened to them?
I don't know.